ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Oz by Drone.
I'm on Greg's show.
Ken, how are you?
I'm good, man. I like that I'm on your show now. Look at me in the little TV in the background.
Mate, it's good having you on the little TV. I'm just keeping the music for a bit longer because I did something that I've never done before. I did something I've never done before today. I listened to the Wirecast guys. They told me to upgrade and it was going to make everything better.
Well, that's great. I'm glad that you listened to them because already it seems bad.
No, look, that's you. We know that's you. Come on.
Just messing with you.
So one of the bugs that we used to have with Wirecast was the fact that when I faded out the music, oh, there's a bug right now. So this is a new bug, right? It's official. Yeah. It's official. We've gone to black.
Can they still hear us?
They can still hear us. They can absolutely hear us. And I can work around this, right? So this is where the chat is meant to be on the screen. So I can hide it and then I can bring it back again. And when I bring it back again, it goes black. So
is this the version you wanted me to upgrade to?
This is not the version I wanted you to upgrade to. I previously told those guys in the forum that, you know, there's some challenges and I didn't want to upgrade. And they said, no, you've got to be running the latest version because it's got all these fixes. And that's one of the fixes. So we're going to go unplugged today. No on-screen graphics, no chat. It's just you and me.
Oh, but I have this. I have a couple of those for Wirecast and one of these for...
Okay, we definitely need lots of that. So let's get started. No graphics, no chat. Today we're going to get, first of all, stuck into the news. Now imagine a really nice graphic at this point. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
it was nice.
Actually, you know what? Before I start the news, though, let me ask you, what's been happening for you? What's happening in your world? What are you about to go and do and fly? What's your plan?
Oh, I'm waking up very early in the morning to drive to see my buddy Brad in Lexington, Kentucky. And then I'm bringing the Inspire 2. I haven't flown the Inspire 2 in a while. And I spent about 2 hours upgrading all of the firmware and calibrating the IMU and whatnot. So I'm all in charging the batteries. So I'm all ready for that tomorrow. And then we're going to drive down to Frankfort, Kentucky and film the Capitol building.
Okay. And let me ask you, because
I called Whitney Westerfield, who works at the Capitol building as a senator. And I said, hey, if we do this with this gigantic drone, will the Capitol Police arrest us? And he said, nah. I said, okay.
You've got to ask for permission. Who knows? You could even fly outside a NFL stadium while there's people in there, like we saw recently on your show and last week on my show.
There's ways around everything. You try hard enough.
There are, and there's lots of try hard. So speaking of try hard, let's get into the news. So last week, and I'm just trying to catch up because I forgot. By the way, I'll just share with you, Ken.
Do you want a news bed? Here's a...
Yeah.
And now the news with Greg Kuhnert. Is that good?
That was good. That was spectacular even.
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, last week we looked at the Robotic Pilot Unmanned Conversion Program, also known as RoboPilot. The goal is to convert manned aircraft into unmanned systems without making permanent modifications to the aircraft. The program experienced a mishap during a mission at Michael Army Airfield in Utah. The press release did not detail the cause or circumstances surrounding the mishap.
What sort of mishap? Oh.
But let me say, there is an accident investigation underway.
Well, I mean, look at all that stuff. It looks like lots of things could go wrong. Look, what's that, duct tape? Come on. What are you doing? Yeah, that is.
Right now, I'm trying to fade the sound from the audio from that audio track, but it's not working. But let's just watch anyway.
Oh, there was audio to it because I couldn't hear it on my end.
Yeah.
Is that another Wirecast glitch?
Must be. Speaking of glitches,
Okay.
looking at the screen here.
Yeah. Oh man. So was RoboCop flying the? Oh, I see. That looked familiar. That
I don't
looks
know.
like a wire-
Did you hear none of the audio there?
No, I didn't hear any of that. It was not feeding down to me. I apologize if I talked over the RoboCop.
Did the audio come to the viewers? Tell me in the chat if it did. If it did, I'm happy. If it didn't, I'm going to fix it in a little while just so that we can actually see it. But let's move on to story number 2.
And just to let everybody know, Greg is the guy I go to when stuff goes wrong. Who does Greg go to?
No audio in the clip.
Blame your producer.
It's not the producer's fault. I tell you what, let's do this. 400 AGL said no audio. Artco said there was audio. Drone Shot says no audio. Here's what I'm going to do. Because we're very high-tech here, we're going to play that clip again. And this time, I'm going to put my headphones near the microphone because I do want people to hear this. Let's just try it one more time. Play the clip from the start.
Good plan. Yeah, I can hear that. I wouldn't even put a GoPro aboard that thing.
Why'd you stop? You got it cracked.
So this is the pilot. Just imagining it's the pilot on board. If you've got RoboPilot, this is what might happen to it. Now, the reason for sharing the audio at the end, I do want you to hear the very end of this, Ken. This was just for you.
Okay.
Exclusive footage of this.
Oh. Yep. That flight was powered by Wirecast.
Yeah. Anyway, look, enough of our internal fun and frivolity, but long story short, there was a military aircraft. The idea was they wanted to be able to put this RoboPilot in place without doing any modifications to the aircraft, and they had a problem with that. Accident investigation underway. I'm sure we'll hear what happened in coming days. Let's move on to our second story.
Can I just point something out? And
Sure.
you know I like to interrupt the news. My face isn't the only one that gets red when Wirecast goes wrong. Check out Greg's face. Camera back on Greg. It affects all of us in the same way. Look, his face is red. That's what happens. We have both of us do a show where we plan it and we like, this, and this. And then Wirecast says, no, you're not going to do any of that. You're going to do this just for
But
the hell of it.
we've got a guest here that we absolutely must get to today without too much delay. So our second story, speaking of streaming, some streamers play Farming Simulator 19 and stream it live. Then there's Van Hinton 88, who cuts out the middleman and streams himself actually farming. He posts live streams of himself, and there would be audio here if we were not broken. He posts live streams of himself driving a wide variety of farming vehicles, including a combine, a tractor, and other pieces that are no doubt easily identifiable to people who have had any experience with farming whatsoever. Van Hinton 88 even has a drone, which lets him get a bird's eye view of his work on occasion. Now, you see, Ken, you and I both know that doing this simulcast streaming, that's some pretty good stuff. And to be able to do all of that and pilot it and have a network connection up from that combine harvester, pretty cool.
Tractor? I hardly knowed her. Yeah? No? Nothing? No?
Hang on.
Tough room. Oh, there goes Greg. I tell you what, I'll help you out.
I can't do the roll.
I'm going to help you out here.
That's the one. That's the one. We needed that.
Mm-hmm.
And we would have the thing telling us the next story is about environmental activists in the UK. They're planning drone disruptions at London Heathrow Airport on September 13. The group called Pause Heathrow is an environmental pressure group. They've previously taken direct action across the UK. Their cause is to block plans to build a third runway at Heathrow Airport. And I'll put my headphones down here again so you can hear the audio. The next clip, though. Whoops.
The Heathrow Pause action is inherently extremely safe and is non-violent action. The reason for this is pretty simple. We're going to fly drones like this, so small drones, the kind you can buy at Argus, and we will fly them at head height. We won't even be flying them near the actual airport itself. We'll be flying them generally over a mile away. We're telling Heathrow beforehand what we're doing, and then after we have flown the drone, again at head height, we will ring the authorities and hand ourselves in, tell them what we've done, and wait to be arrested. On the day of the action, we will ring the authorities an hour before the first drone flight. We'll put the first drone just above the ground, and that is about 2 hours before the first plane is due to land or take off.
Wow. That sounds like my evil plan has come together. Wait, am I angry enough? Hold on. I gotta make myself more angry. I got right there. Now I'm angry. This sounds like something out of Get Smart. I mean, really, flying drones at below body height to try and set off the aircraft detection system and close down the airport. It's crazy. Don't do that. See what happens when you have too much money and too much time. You think of stupid stuff to do. Just be glad I said stuff.
But even then, how many of these people have ever caught an airplane themselves? I mean, they're trying to say, well, we've got to save the environment, but they still buy their drone, which gets shipped by airplane, and they go on holidays using an airplane. I mean, anyway, let's just turn off all their power to their homes as well, so then they can't charge the drone in the first place.
I don't like people that do that. There's other ways of getting attention. You know, vote. Hey, how about that? Vote. No, voting's too hard. I'm going to fly a drone at an airport. Yeah.
Well, this next story is just for you, Ken, because I know that you're one of these American-y kind of people and you like your guns. You like your guns.
I'm such an American, yes.
Yeah. So with your guns, some part of the world require cars and vehicles with more than just cup holders and cruise control. The Bmw X5 Protection Vr6 is an armoured version of the Bmw X5 SUV. What's that got to do? Ken's not going to go and fire guns at a car, but the armour protection is enough to stop bullets from an AK-47 assault rifle, according to BMW. But even better than that, it's got an optional extra, the ability to stop drone attacks, according to the material from BMW. Ken, have you been attacking cars?
No, but I will say that there are people, I don't count myself among them, that would love to shoot drivers of BMWs. Just for being so BMW-y.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, if you need to buy a car that's bulletproof, you've made some poor decisions in your life. If you live in fear of being shot, then you've made a few wrong turns along the way.
So bulletproof vehicles.
I do like my guns, America.
Bulletproof vehicles for both our current and former presidents or prime ministers, no matter which side you're on, they've made poor decisions in wanting to become the leader of the free world in the first place.
Yes. No, of course not. But you know, there's private citizens that fancy themselves targets. That's who I'm talking about. These
Yeah.
people that have egos the size of Rhode Island. I'm so important. Somebody's going to want to assassinate me. And how do you get to the point where you go from being murdered to being assassinated? What level of person do you have to be? Do mayors get assassinated or just
I was
murdered?
about to say a politician.
So politicians are the only ones who can be assassinated?
Drug dealers and all of those kind of things as well. Maybe they want the armor-plated cars as well.
Semantics.
Drug dealers, politicians, same. Anyway, our next story, and again, sorry, no titles, but NASA is still busy integrating systems in to allow the new Mars 2020 rover to explore the red planet. But engineers took some time to hook up the sole passenger of the vehicle this week, the Mars helicopter. This is a small experimental aircraft that's now being installed on the belly of the rover, ready to ride the larger robot down to the surface of Mars. Once there, it will hopefully make history as the first ever aircraft to fly on another planet.
That is so cool. I actually saw a special about this where they have to test that vehicle in a special chamber that has, less atmosphere in it, like less, because and those blades have to spin at an outrageous speed in order to actually work on Mars atmosphere. I think that's great.
Lots of good stuff in terms of tech though, Ken, but let me just ask you, how are they doing the remote control for that thing? I'm just imagining the antenna amplifiers, and have they got an FAA approval for BVLOS?
I think actually the last probe that we sent out, the last time when it escaped our solar system, it took something like 11 minutes to get. If you type something in on the computer for it to make a left turn, 11 minutes later or more, then it did the thing. And they have to anticipate that. Hats off to the NASA eggheads for being able to figure that out.
Absolutely, but that brings to mind so many questions. This thing has got to absolutely be autonomous. You can't be remotely piloting that because...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've got to set and forget, give it the mission, go forth and fly and come back and don't crash, and that's going to be a lot of tech in there.
Right,
Speaking
and then
of,
if you break off a propeller, how are you going to replace a prop on Mars?
Yeah.
You can't.
I mean, all these FPV pilots, and they say they bring a bag of props with them every day. How are they going to do that, indeed? Speaking of BVLOS, though, Airbus Aerial was granted a waiver by the Federal Aviation Administration to conduct beyond visual line of sight operations in Grand Forks, North Dakota, without the need for a visual observer. Oh, that picture is glitching on the screen just there. That was another Wirecast bug. Sorry for the interruption. Let me continue. Airbus Aerial is... I don't know. I've lost count.
Okay, I want to keep a tally of all of the bugs. So that's what, 7 Wirecast bugs.
Airbus Aerial is partnering with Excel Energy to deploy a fixed-wing aircraft to fly over the energy distribution network easements in residential neighbourhoods. Really cool. Really helpful use of BVLOS approvals to go and do the power line inspections. No visual observer at all. So, yeah.
I'm all for it.
Absolutely. We've got a couple more quick stories. The next one, we've heard previously about this technology, but ships and drones don't mix. I'll just say that again to make sure I got the pronunciation right. Ships and drones don't mix. Military vessels see drones as a risk. Non-military vessels cause a risk to drones due to the possibility of compass interference from the large metal structure. So people flying over boats, obviously, they don't think about the compass interference, but it's a big hunk of metal. But here's the interesting thing. Fortum Skydrone is now proposing their drone hunter system as a solution as a shipboard protection system for pesky drones in port or at sea. But here's an interesting question. Before a ship docks, whose laws do the passengers and crew of the ship operate under? Is it the law of the sea and the captain is in charge? Or is it the law of the country that they're about to arrive at? Where does your local law start to apply?
Maritime law.
Yeah.
Until you cross from what is it that the international or whatever the heck. I remember
The
taking
5
a
mile
cruise.
thing?
Yeah, I remember taking a cruise when I was 17 years old on a cruise ship, and then remembering the announcement going out saying we're in international waters, and it's pretty much you can do whatever you want. It's the Wild West. Pew 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 pew. I was 17. I was drinking. Woo! Great, good times.
Yeah.
Lawless. By the way, you don't want to get your drone compass messed up by the ship, because then you'll be ship out of luck. Thanks. Good night. I'll be over here. Woo!
Can I have some crickets? Okay. Yeah. Let's get back to Australia. We've got one more story two more before we bring in our guest, and one of them relates to our guest. But first, an Australian drone pilot was fined Can I have echo, please? Actually, you can't do echo on me, can you?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, but it'll only be for you. It doesn't come back to me.
I think it will. Won't it? I think it will.
know.
Okay.
Let's try this.
Give me a 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so
can I hear echo?
So all I have to do this. Check. I have echo. Do you have echo?
I don't know. Do I? No, I don't. Let me just read it anyway. An Australian drone pilot was fined $7,750 earlier this month in the Wollongong Magistrates Court regarding unsafe drone flights. The fine comes as the Civil Aviation Authority, CASA, is finalising new drone laws and taking a hands-on approach in the drone community. The fine was originally $1,050, but this propeller head refused to pay and sent the matter instead to the Commonwealth Director of Public Prosecutions, where instead he was given 3 charges and forced to pay $2,500 per charge, plus court costs, bringing the total to $7,750. The Port Kembla man was spotted flying within 30 metres of people and his neighbours. New South Wales Police reported the man to CASA, and the rest, as they say, is history. If you get a fine, if you get a fine from your local regulator, are you really going to say not at this address and return to sender? Not a good idea.
Well, there's people that have more time than money, probably spend some time in jail, right? Instead, right?
Well,
that's how they do it here.
We don't have that. No.
You don't have the money.
You know what they do over here? They cancel your driver's license.
Well, that's dumb.
People generally pay their fines that way.
Your country's stupid. Just kidding.
Speaking of stupid, no, actually, this is not stupid, but the Civil Aviation Safety Authority, speaking of them, they're investigating footage posted on social media of a man fishing from a chair that's being lifted by a homemade drone. Now, we shared this last week. In the vision taken from the Upper Colaban Reservoir in central Victoria, the man with a beer in hand is carried for several metres above the water, catches a fish and eventually returns to the shore. CASA spokesman Peter Gibson said there were serious safety risks involved with what appeared in the footage.
That man seems crazy. I want to talk to that man. Do you think it would be possible to do that?
I would normally put a lovely title on the screen right now and go bang and it'd come up, but let's just bring him on screen. Tim French, hello.
Ken, how you going, mate? Evening.
Hey, how you doing, bud?
Good, mate. Big fan.
Oh, thank you. I love your brightly colored "Please Don't Shoot Me" outfit.
Thanks for having me on the show, Greg.
Yeah, my pleasure. Tim, you're currently taking a couple of minutes out from the day job from work, and thank you very much for giving us your time. Tell me, just rewinding back before we get to the recent drone video, and let's just put it on the screen in the background while we chat. There'll be no audio, of course, but we'll have the video there.
It's mostly music anyway. Yeah,
it's all music. Ken, give us some music in the background.
I have some audio that would probably be found in the video. Right? Am I right? Was there a little bit of that? Was that motivation?
Yeah,
I think there was some there.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But while that video plays in the background, let's just play it now. Tim, and now this is going to be difficult because I can still hear the audio. How do I fade that?
I think you're just going to have to push past it and talk.
Promise me you wouldn't have any problems, mate.
Yeah. Wait,
Hang on.
so
There
that's,
we go. The missus has found the mute button on our local headphones for that. But
okay, that's eight Wirecast mistakes. There we go.
thank you.
That thing's
okay.
Man, how big is that thing that you guys made?
Well, Ken, she's a dodecacopter, so she got 12 motors, probably about 1 meter. I mean, I have to convert that to feet. What's that? 6 feet?
Yeah, what's that in real measurement?
maybe about 8-10 feet wide.
Wow, man.
That is absolutely massive.
Uh,
What kind of batteries? What is the power thing you have going on? Describe it a little bit.
It's 14 cell, so it's 14S, which is a combination of 2 6S and 2 2S all in series to create enough voltage to hit those rotors at a high enough RPM for the thrust we needed.
Yeah, I was reading one of the articles. What was the weight, the maximum lifting weight that you tested it with before you put a human under it?
100 kilos, so just over 200 pounds for Kenny boy.
So why would you get in trouble? I don't understand. In the United States, the government would be like, okay, it's another crazy guy, whatever. but you're getting in trouble for this?
Yeah, apparently we live in what they call a nanny state, which means anything fun they try to get you in trouble for, and they don't like it.
Didn't you try to tell him it was all After Effects?
I should have. I did notice that you commented green screen. Not this time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wish it was green screen, but oh well.
So they're investigating you at the moment. What have they said to you, if you can say?
Look, I haven't spoken to them whether I do or not. Not sure yet. I heard it was actually Ken flying it remotely via 4G telemetry link. Is that right, Ken?
Absolutely.
That's right. Yeah, a big part of that. That's me there. Yep.
That's it. They might need to get Interpol and see if they can get hold of you.
Look, we're using the solution from Tile, flythere.com, and we've actually had Ken piloting this drone from his home over there in
That's it.
the good old US of A.
Wow.
It could have been Ken.
That thing is. Did they give you the option to pilot it yourself while riding it in there?
I wasn't the one riding it. That was my cousin. He's a stuntman because I weigh a little bit too much. But
okay.
Well, I mean, you also got to concentrate on everything and trying to fly yourself. So we figured it'd probably be better if he didn't fly it.
Okay. And so what's going to happen? You think with the government and everything? What are they trying to do?
They don't know what laws have been broken. So I think their lawyers are trying to find the laws, because is it a drone, Ken, if it's manned, or is it an airplane, or is it experimental?
So
right.
I had a chat to our regular co-host, John, a couple of days ago, and there's in Part 101 in Australia, it actually talks about them being unmanned. So you have a get out of jail free card or a get out of CASA free card. It's not a drone. And if it's not a drone, what is it? So experimental aircraft, no different to flying a paramotor and strapping one of those things on your back. There's people are doing it every day of the week, and you're doing it in a safe manner.
It goes from a drone to not a drone if you're controlling it. But if you're just a passenger, if you're cargo, I don't think that's.
And there's a man still in it, manned.
Yeah.
It's a technicality. You could argue either way.
Our regulations specifically talk about unmanned in the regulations. So whether it's remotely piloted or not, the fact that you've got a passenger, even if it's slung down below, it's no longer under those set of regulations from what we've been seeing in our research.
Huh. But let me ask you this: Did Viral Hog try to buy the footage from you?
Oh, absolutely. There's Viral Hog. There was News Flare. There was that many of them, and I just said no. I'm happy to sell it myself if any TV shows want to use it. And we've had a couple that have been interested, but we haven't commercialized it because then it brings into another set of rules for commercialized operations. So, so we can't discuss that too much either.
Yeah.
True. Okay. Well, I just think it's fantastic. I think it's wonderful.
Thanks,
So
Ken. Appreciate
this
it.
is-
Glad
This
you're
is
a fan.
not. This is not your first exploration into interesting video. What was the first one for those viewers who may not be Australian or may not have seen the first one?
Well, Greg, back in 2016, we had a silly idea to send a drone over to the hardware store. It's called Bunnings for people in Australia. Ken, I can't think of what it'd be called over there. Blouse, maybe.
Hardware
Anyway.
Depot or something?
Yeah,
I
Home
don't know.
Depot. So they cook up what we call snags, hot dogs. So they cook those up out the front, sent the Phantom 4, probably about 2 miles, lowered it there, loaded in a sausage with, dropped some money off, and they put the sausage, flew it back, and I was sitting there in a hot tub and had it delivered. And then less, I think you call it. And there was also flying too close to people. Now, I don't know about the FAA regulations, but down here, anyone around the drone, 30 meters, apart from the pilot, is it's breaking the rules.
That's true. It's the same here. Now, if you had partners that were involved in the shoot, giving you the hot dogs and making sure that they were visual observers for you, and it wasn't too terribly far away, you might have been able to get away with it in the States.
Yeah, that's right. Not here though.
No. Wow.
No, you could actually hear. There's the interesting loophole. Anyone who's directly involved with the operation of the drone, and that includes visual observers, are allowed to be closer than 30 meters.
Great, we tried that, but they weren't having a bar of it.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to actually try that this next Sunday. I'm filming a segment for a company called LoomCube where I'm going to be flying over a bunch of students at the college, and they're going to be directly involved in the shoot too. So FAA, you can try to write your fine in advance.
That's great. I love that.
But I'm following all the laws. Don't write any new ones before next week.
Yeah. So Tim,
do you think that new? I'm sorry, Greg. Do you think that they're going to create new legislation to cover what you've done so that other people won't try to do it?
Absolutely, because we got Uber Air and all that apparently trialing next year. So God knows how many rotors and things will be right on those machines. So people will be seeing those flying around, and people want to get amongst it. So they might be building their own things. So they may need it.
Have you thought about what is next?
Well, I mean, I think they have done it a little bit in America, water skiing drone. So the concept is it can pull someone on a surfboard out to the surf so they can take on the big waves, or it can just around a lake. You can just go over jumps, behind the drone, as long as it's got enough thrust. And also making it not so much waterproof, but water landing. So you can just lower it straight on top of the water like those fishing drones, the small fishing drones. And then you can sort of take off again when you need to.
So I'd like to know, Ken, I would love to know, have you got your passport yet? And would you ride it water skiing behind Tim's drone and come down under to Australia? Would you ride it as a water skier?
Yes. In fact, I'm pretty good at snow skiing and water skiing. I'm not supposed to do it because my back is all jacked up, but I'd try it in the water. I would do it as long as a good pilot was piloting the thing and it didn't shred me up. If it fell on me or something.
There you go, Tim.
If it's got a 30-meter rope and it's under 25 kilograms and it's on private property, I believe it's legal.
That should be a T-shirt. I believe it's legal.
Speaking of legal, before we do anything else, now this button I think will work, but without the title. We can't have the fancy graphics on the screen, but we will do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to play Stop the Yank.
Wait a minute.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for that game that you love and we love and Ken hates. It's time to play Stump the Yank.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And your levels are a little hot.
From my mic
It's
or?
From your mic, it's distorting a little bit.
Okay, I'll go back here. Because I can't control any of the levels at the moment because things are happening on Wirecast. Can you press the ding button?
Oh yeah, hold on. Is this another? Is this another Wirecast?
Yeah.
Number 9.
Yeah. By the way, Tim, pardon our bagging of Wirecast today. Ken had a really bad day yesterday starting his show, and he was not quite very happy about things. And let's just say the same thing's been happening to me.
I think you guys should can the Wirecast and find a different platform.
I would love to, but the user interface that they've designed and the concept and the theory behind it is absolutely perfect. It's like
here's what I like. Here's a good example, Greg. Pardon the interruption, but here's what Wirecast is like. Wirecast is like your favorite beer, right? Sometimes when you drink your favorite beer, it gives you the poopies, but you still enjoy your beer, and you'll still drink it, even though it sometimes gives you the poopies, right? Hello? Anybody? No? Bueller? No one? Okay, peace out.
Okay. So, Tim.
Yes.
You have some questions for Ken.
I've got a sentence, Ken, that I want you in Australian English, and you pretty much have to translate it to American English.
Oh, okay.
Okay, probably an easy one because I don't know if you've listened to a lot of Australian sort of slang, but we'll give it a go.
All right.
Okay. I'm just going to buzz down to the local bottle-o, pick up a slab, throw them in the esky, and then on the way home, Macca's run. And going to finish it off by, I can't remember the last part. See how you go with that one.
Okay, sorry. Do it in sections. What's the first one? I'm going to what?
I'm going to buzz down to the bottle-o, pick up a slab, and throw it in the esky. Okay. So I'm going to work backwards. The esky is short for Eskimo, maybe? Nah, close.
Esky. So slab is that a piece of meat?
No.
Slab? Or is it something cold?
Something cold, yep.
Okay, so ice, maybe?
You're on the right track.
You're going to pick up some beers and throw them in the cooler?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Hey, all right. I get that one right. Where's my...
And then nicking the Macca's on the way home.
Nicking the Mac? You're going to steal? Isn't nicking steal? I don't know. That's an English. That's an English thing.
I guess I'll leave it with you. So nicking the Macca's on the way home.
Buddy.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hey, I'll call you later. I'm on a live stream right now with Greg. Okay, bye. That was Linda.
Okay.
Ken, there's a do not disturb button for a reason, mate.
I'm so sorry. I know, right? How
next time I'm on your show, I'll get someone to ring me up just for the fun of it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right. Do you
Nick into Macca's. Nick into Macca's. Do a Macca's run.
Nick in the Mackers. Nick in the Maccas.
You got nothing?
What? Use it in a sentence?
Okay.
Or is that the sentence?
Me and the boys are
That's
going to
it.
nick into Macca's later and get something for dinner.
Oh, you're going to head to McDonald's and get something to eat.
Yeah, basically.
All right. So Macca's is McDonald's.
Yes. No one calls it that over there for some reason.
Okay, no, they don't.
They actually, even the app that you have on your phone to order online, they call it the Macca's app.
Do they, in the TV commercials, they call it Macca's?
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
So cool. You guys are
absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, it's neat.
Did you have one more for him?
I had my notes, but I was sort of running late and running around, so I left the notes in the car. I'm sorry, Ken.
That's all right.
You got anything, Greg?
There was one from yesterday. There's an Australian saying I feel like a blank or two. You've got to find out what the word blank is. I feel like a blank or two. What is
I feel
that
like
word?
a koala or two.
Kangaroo.
Kangaroo or two. What else is a strange? Oh, yeah. Killer jellyfish or two.
Killer jellyfish? No.
That want to kill me in Australia, those little animals. And you got drop bears, you got those freaking birds, those black birds that dive at people's heads. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's magpie season. You know what, Ken? Those magpies attack drones too. So we got to sort of watch out where we're flying this time of year.
See, I have to buy some aluminum blades, some propellers, and sharpen them. And then let's see what happens to a magpie.
We were going to do a YouTube video where we flew it near some magpies. But we thought we might get in trouble from the RSPCA, the animal protection, if we did that one.
Are they an annoyance animal like rats, or like can you just kill them, or are they protected?
No, they're protected. They're only annoying this time of year. Pretty sure you can't kill them.
Oh no, you could you. Are magpies protected species?
Here in the United States, you get a big fine if you kill a praying mantis. Did you know that?
Wow.
You know those praying mantis things? They're crazy looking up close.
They are a protected native species, so it is illegal to kill or harm them.
But kangaroos, you can just blast those, right?
I think you need a permit, but yes.
I actually saw a video the other day of some person who was fed up with magpies, and they hand fed them day after day after day and trained them to become friendly. And that was the end of swooping season in their house, where the magpie was just outside their house. No more.
Yeah, but isn't a gun quicker than training them? Sorry. You guys you can't. Greg said you can't even get a pellet gun in Australia.
No BB guns. No BB guns at all.
No BB guns. You can't even get a salt gun. Like you were talking on the other day, Ken, about you had a fly in the room and you had this salt gun that you go and shoot the fly with salt.
Not an assault gun, but a salt gun that shoots salt at a fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't get those.
I've seen them on eBay, but whether they come over the country, who knows?
So
I don't think they come in.
I'm imagining that archery is pretty big in your country. Right?
You can have you can have a bow and arrow. You can't have a crossbow without a permit, though.
You can't have a compound bow?
I think just the regular archery ones are acceptable, but the ones that are like a
just
gun.
a regular simple string one, but not the one with the pulleys and everything. The ones that'll shoot an arrow through an engine.
I don't think we're experts on this topic.
Yeah, and that hasn't been in effect for long. That was just since the 90s when all that stuff happened. Yeah, you had a really bad shooting, and then they did away with the guns, and good for you.
Early 90s,
yeah. So, all right, here's a quick question for you. Okay. Topic of guns. A quick question, and this is about Australia. I did a video on my show, and I think you had it too, Greg, where some dude was flying out over a cliff and went down and discovered there was like a cave or a tunnel entrance.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep.
That's
in Sydney Harbour somewhere.
Did we find out what's in there? I've been waiting.
No, we haven't found out. I'll have to go and look that up. I do remember that video. Don't know what's in it.
Oh. Now it's just...
Look, we better say goodbye to Tim, because he's in the work clothes, as you can see. And
yeah.
Yeah, Tim, thank you very much for coming in, and we'd love to have you back, and I'm sure Ken would love to have you on one day as well. Not to put you in a tight space, Ken, but he's a great guy and got some interesting ideas on ways to use his drones.
Yeah, man, you keep on experimenting with your stuff. Just don't hurt you or anyone else doing it.
No, safety is always the number one priority. We try. But, it's great to have a chat, Ken. And thanks for putting me on, Greg.
And we'll see you next time when you're going and towing Ken behind the drone next time when he comes and gets his passport.
No worries, Ken. Are you coming or not?
Yeah, I will. One day, I will.
Okay, one day.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
mate.
promise.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Tim.
Guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Woohoo! Oh, we've got
That's
little
another
mini
t-shirt.
applause there.
That's another T-shirt. That's the T-shirt that says, "We try to be safe."
Okay. So again, sorry we don't have the title leading into the next one, but the next part of the show is not Explore Australia, it's FPV Corner. So this is having a look at some of our great FPV pilots, and this week we've got Malice Vex. Let's play the clip. Oh, I just remembered we don't have sound.
I'll do the sound. I'll do the sound. Can they hear
Here's
me?
my headphones again.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, my headphones. That's the only way I can get audio today. But this was from Malice Vex. Don't Go Chasing Windmills is the title of this one.
You know you misspelled corner, right?
Misspelt what?
Corner.
That's not my spelling. That's Greg Hilton. He's the guy who does this bit. And he wanted to be cool, and it's a Kuhnert corner.
Right. I got it.
Malice Vex is one of our regulars and certainly an awesome pilot. And you can see what he's flying around there, Ken. You had some of these on your show recently.
Yeah. You know, you have to be very careful when you're flying around those because each one of those blades costs about $130,000.
Yeah.
American. Greg, have you gonna go through it? Oh man. Greg, have you ever flown an FPV drone?
FPV, no, but certainly some some cheap toy drones with FPV capabilities, but not serious ones.
I think you would love it.
I started with that before getting the GPS drones, and I enjoyed it. And I'm glad I started with that because it helps you to appreciate and understand what's happening a little bit more under the hood before you get into the GPS drones.
Yeah. That's a good place to do FPV for sure. How many birds
So
do you think
Malice
that
said
thing's-
as he was filming this one, wish he had done one more battery pack during this flight.
That's really cool.
So Ken, when are you getting this passport? You've been talking. I've known you, I think, for 2 and a bit years now.
You want to know the truth? I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah.
The truth is, I cannot put Henry in the kennel because he's blind and he would freak out. So I will get my passport as soon as Henry passes this mortal coil. Because he's my little buddy and I can't leave him be scared somewhere. Come here, bud. Come here. They want to see you. Come here. Come here, pal. Yeah. And he's pretty healthy, so I won't be getting my passport anytime soon, will I? No, you're gonna live forever, aren't
He's
you?
a cutie. He is a cutie. And you know what? We've actually got to do another version of that song. Henry, Henry, you're fantastic. Henry, Henry.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah.
He's a good.
At
He's
this
totally
point,
blind.
he's a cutie though. He is a cutie. At this point, we were planning to have John join us on Rendezvous, but he is doing a lot of flying today. He hasn't appeared up on the screen there yet. So unless you've got, tell me a joke, because I love it when someone's on your show and they're trying to fill time and you just say, tell me a joke.
Well, I have a joke.
Yeah.
All right, so there's name a location in Australia where there's rednecks.
Where?
You got rednecks in Australia, don't you? That's not the joke. That's me asking you the name of a place in Australia that has rednecks.
I don't particularly categorize, but let's pick Sydney just for the sake of it. I don't know.
A little self-deprecation. All right, so there's
Yeah.
2 Sydney farmers. All right, and one of the farmers has a horse, and the other farmer has a horse, and they share a pasture together. And they each have their horses grazing in the pasture, but they can't tell them apart. So they can't afford a fence, and they have to continue to let them graze together. So one farmer says, well, why don't we shave the mane off of one of the horses, and we can tell the horses apart that way? And the other farmer says, okay, that's a good idea. And that worked for a while. They could tell them apart. But of course, the mane grew back eventually, and they were having problems again. So the other Sydney farmer said, well, I have an idea. Why don't we shave the tail off of one of them? And the other guy said, well, hey, the mane worked. Why don't we do that? That's fine. It worked. They could tell the horses apart for a while. But then after some time, first the tail grew back, and they were back to square one. They couldn't tell the horses apart. So finally, they got together, put their heads together, and they said, we have to do something more permanent. How about if we brand one of the horses? And they were like, oh, I can't believe we didn't think of this before. Which one should we brand, the black one or the white one? Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Try the veal.
I can't
Alexa,
get all the way. I can't get all the way out of the view.
Alarm clocks do to relax.
What?
They hit the snooze bar.
Hang on.
Alexa, who is the richest Australian?
The wealthiest Australian person is Gina Reinhart. As
that
of 2019, her estimated net worth is $14.7 billion. Gina Reinhart is a business person. She's been associated
stop.
with...
Have you heard of her?
Yes. In
Okay.
mining magnate.
Oh, okay. All right.
Since
You have
since-
your phone there? You going to do one?
Yeah. Since we've got you, let's hang on. Siri
Do you want to do a
versus.
fun game? Do you
Yeah.
want to do a fun game?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's play the net worth game. Okay. You name a celebrity, and then I'll try to guess what they're worth, and then we'll ask, you know who. Okay. Name a celebrity.
I'll pick one.
Mm-hmm.
Aviation related. John Travolta.
Okay. John Travolta. In the chat, let us know how much you think John Travolta is worth, and don't Google it. Play the game. So I'm going to say John Travolta is probably worth $300 million. What do you say, Greg, without cheating?
No idea, but I'll take 5.
500?
And
Or
are we
5
talking Australian? 500 million.
Well, my Echo Dot will give it in American. So, Alexa, what is John Travolta's net worth?
John Travolta is worth an estimated $170 million.
Oh,
By the way, I can also answer the question, what is Tom Cruise's net worth?
Alexa,
Would you
stop.
like to know?
Good Lord, she's yappity yapping tonight. So people said 78, 50, 400 million. All right, I have one for you. Okay.
my wife picked one. Let's do this one.
Yeah.
Oprah.
Okay, I'm going to say
Oprah.
Oprah is worth $2.6 billion.
That'd be a pretty good number. I'll say
What do you
2.5
think?
because I'll be closer.
Okay. Alexa, what is Oprah Winfrey's net worth?
As of 2019, Oprah Winfrey is worth an estimated $2.6 billion.
That was just a guess.
Oh,
pretty good.
yeah, right. You've done that. You've been there before.
No. Okay, the richest man in the world. Jeff, what is it? Bezos? What's his name? The Amazon
Mhm.
guy?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
what do
I
you
know
think he's
yeah.
worth?
Oh. Let's go with Zed Meat's answer for Oprah, 5 billion.
I'm going to say he's worth 110 billion.
Okay.
Alexa, What is Jeff Bezos' net worth?
As of 2019, Jeff Bezos is worth an estimated $113.7 billion.
It accrued interest just in the time that it took to ask the question.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here's what we're going to do just before we go. We've got Explore Australia in a minute, and we've got a phone ringing.
Oh. Mystery caller, you're on the line.
Hi, you've called John. Just leave a message and I'll call you right back.
Well, it looks like John's not going to be on today. He did say it was a bit touch and go. He was originally going to actually try and call us in the air, but he had a job last night that ended pretty late and he had to delay his flying for the day. But you had one more, Ken.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, singer Taylor Swift. What do you think her net worth is in the chat? What do you think? This is a fun game. You can play the home game, too, if you have one, an Echo Dot. I don't want to say her name. But she'll start yapping
40
again.
mil, let's say. I don't know.
I'm going to say she's worth $1.2 billion.
Really?
Alexa, what is Taylor Swift's net worth?
Taylor Swift is worth an estimated $400 million.
I was off.
She makes around $150 million per year.
Alexa, stop. Wow.
Okay.
Alexa, what is the most dangerous animal hold on. Alexa, stop. I have one more question. I'm sorry. I'm taking over your show. Alexa, what is the most dangerous animal in Australia?
According to another Amazon customer, the box jellyfish is the most dangerous animal in Australia.
Is that right? Would you agree with that?
Well, Amazon boxes. Was that meant to be a joke?
Is the box jellyfish that teeny tiny one that's the size of a dime that you can't see, but it'll kill you?
That's another one, isn't it? The box jellyfish is bigger.
So many things that will kill you there. But I'll get my passport and I'll risk it.
Yeah. Box jellyfish can measure up to 20 centimeters along each box side or 30 centimeters in diameter. So, no, there's another one that's a small, teeny tiny one. I can't remember the name of it.
No snorkeling for me. Note to self.
So here's what we've got. We've got one last thing as part of the show, which is Explore Australia. And this is just our incredible videos from some creators. Let's just quickly play them as we finish off today. Sorry again, no titles, no sound. I'll put my headphones on the microphone one more time.
Okay.
So this first one comes from Tim Downey, Cans by Drone, filmed with his Mavic 2.
You have such beautiful places there.
Yeah, this is filmed in various locations in Cairns, Queensland, and absolutely beautiful, which is why you need your passport.
The perfectly beautiful place to die from a box jellyfish bite. That's right. 400 AGL said that means you can't do the drone on the surfboard thing. Well, I think that we'll do it on inland lake. There's probably other stuff that can kill you. They probably have swimming tarantulas or something crazy.
Oh, we've also got swimming koalas. Not only are they drop bears that are going to drop down on you, they're actually going to follow you in the water and claw at you as well.
Seriously? They swim too?
Yeah.
Are we sure
they're
they don't
pretty
fly?
amazing? Do they fly? No, they can't. Well, they can drop, they can swim, but they can't fly.
Don't you hate it when you see a new bug that you've never seen before, and before you squish it or whatever, you're wondering if it was given the gift of flight, and you're not sure it's going to jump out and fly in your face?
Yeah.
Wow.
I hope I didn't already go to the next clip because I can't hear it because my headphones are in front of me now.
Did you see that? So, and that beautiful, pristine environment.
That was a beautiful transition, hey?
That was a great transition. At their party. Alexa, how many animals can kill you in Australia?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Okay. I wish I wasn't.
Okay. Second one today, HG Wonder, Williamstown, Victoria, with a Mavic Air. Williamstown, beautiful place as well.
That's lovely. So if I come to Australia and an Australian asks me to spell my last name and I don't say Heron, will they look at me funny?
And what will you say?
I'll say Heron.
H.
And I'm using
So
an H.
the H has got a sound in it, not a 8. It's not an H.
Okay, so then it's a knife.
But that's all right. At least we know how to solder.
Oh, don't get me started on solder.
Soldier on.
What area of Australia is this that we're looking at?
This was Williamstown in Victoria, so south of the border. The Australian equivalent of Mexico.
Okay.
Or at least that's what the Sydney siders call our friends down there, the Mexicans. But then again, I suppose the Queenslanders do the same thing for us, but it's all good.
You ever go to Tasmania?
You know, I did once, and actually I've been a couple of times. The most recent one was driving by car, so catching a ferry across to Tasmania and then circumnavigate the island, just drive around the island. But before we talk about that, let's talk about Drone Zone 601, their lighthouse. And in fact, they've got lighthouses at Edinburgh, South Australia is where this is filmed from. And just let me quickly say, all of the channels that we've got in Explore Australia and FPV Corner, and indeed our guest today, Tim, the links to those channels are all in the description for the video. Can I ask people, please do go to those channels, check them out, click the links, have a look at some of their other footage because they do some great filming.
Yeah, it's really good. That's good stuff.
But again, around Tasmania, yes, drove around Tasmania, around the entire island. And there was one weird thing where I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. I think it was like a curried prawn pie I found in this little van by the side of the road in some park. And it was the weirdest flavour pie that I could ever think of, but it was beautiful. I wish I could remember where it was and I'd go there one day.
How long is the ferry ride? Like, what's the distance between the mainland and Tasmania?
They go, I think, every 12 hours. I think it's 7 a.m., 7 p.m., so a little bit less than 12 hours to allow the turnaround.
Oh, it's that much. Wow.
It's decent, yeah. By the way, quick little side topic, speaking of videos, Nightbot has been telling people, I hope, about my beautiful wife's new channel. My beautiful wife and the producer of this show has just launched her first video on her brand new channel, Easy Cooking. So just encourage all of our viewers to go and check it out and do all of the needful things over there and cook some beautiful food too.
What is her specialty?
Her specialty?
Yeah, what is it? What is your favorite meal that she cooks?
Favorite meal that she cooks is probably Thai green chicken curry. That's one of my favorites, but there's just so many. Like, we had one the other day that was this chicken dish, a baked chicken dish with like this prosciutto on the outside of it, and it was incredible. Our next one, Lewis Valentini, Drone Adventures. This is at Purling Brooks Falls in Springbrook National Park, sitting between Queensland and New South Wales on Australia's east coast. And this
Are you
lookout
allowed to
is
film
just...
in national parks in Australia?
Here's the good thing about this one. It said it's on the border. Now, if it's a Queensland National Park, there are different rules in Queensland compared to New South Wales. New South Wales, you have to get permission from the area manager or the park manager beforehand, and they're not particularly friendly at times. You can do it, it's a lot of work. Queensland, on the other hand, no problem. They're very amenable. As long as you're not doing stupid things and you know how to fly properly and you know the aviation regulations.
Right.
This one is a 10-minute walk from the Springbrook Township and offers some views towards, and I'm going to try and say this correct, Tullabudgera Valley. Tullabudgera Valley. Never heard of it before, but anyway, a 3.4 kilometre loop taking you to the falls. And he filmed this on a Mavic 2 Zoom.
Hey, when you talk to your version of Alexa, does she have an Australian accent when she talks to you?
I'll get her to say hello to you in a couple of minutes. When we finish today, I want to have a quick little joke off. 3 jokes from Alexa, 3 jokes from Siri, and we'll vote on who's the best, who's the winner.
Okay.
But our last one today is from Cloud9, Geelong Waterfront Sunset. They had a drone and aerial job to do down in Geelong, and it was so beautiful that after the job they popped down to the waterfront and shot this video, and it is absolutely beautiful.
That is beautiful. So what's more beautiful, this shot or your wife?
She's looking at me.
You better answer correctly.
Of course, there is only one answer to that question.
Good man. I think the shot's beautiful too.
And we're back. And I put my headphones back on.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay. So before we do anything, there's one guy who asked a question, Mike B, the Drone Ranger. Will you be joining us in Greg's Discord after the show? I'll answer on behalf of Ken. He's got an early morning start his time. So
yeah,
probably
and I
not.
know I said I'm going to call Linda back, but I don't know if I can. I will.
Yeah, of course you will. Just 1 or 2 jokes. Let's just see. Siri?
Hold on. Let's have having a joke off. Here we go. In this corner, it's Greg. And Siri, in that corner, it's me.
Just yesterday, someone asked me to stop playing Wonderwall. I said maybe.
Where's the joke part?
I started it too early. It was not audible over the top of it. Just yesterday, someone asked me to stop playing Wonderwall. I said maybe. I said maybe.
I'll get it. Oh. Wow. Okay. I think I've already won before trying. Alexa, tell me a joke.
Where did Mr. and Mrs. Snowman go on their last anniversary?
Where?
Hawaii.
Oh, because it's warm and they melted. Get it? That's real dark. That's dark. Wow.
It is.
Okay. But I think it was just a little funnier than yours.
Tell me a joke.
What do cats like to eat for breakfast? Mice Krispies.
Ah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good one.
Okay.
All
what
right.
you got?
Alexa, tell me a joke.
What's the robot's favorite dance move?
What?
The human.
Get it?
I
think you
one
won that
more
one.
each.
Right,
one more each.
So I won.
So it's
one,
one
you
all.
won one. This is it. This is the break. The stalemate. All right, go ahead.
Tell me a joke.
I Okay, this one's a little bit punny. I'm thinking of starting a social media network for chickens. But not as my full-time job, just as a way to make hens meet.
That's good.
She almost said make Ken's meat. All right.
Hens meat, yeah.
Alexa, tell me a joke. Make a good one.
Why don't oysters share their pearls?
Why?
They're shellfish.
Ah!
Oh, that one. I'm going to give that one, yeah. That was an Alexa win for the win.
Oh, awesome. Well, thanks for having me on today.
Ken, thank you for jumping in. And sorry we didn't have John here today to our regulars. He'll be back again, I'm sure, next time. I would send you my email address on the screen, but it's not working at the moment. I would send you our Facebook links on the screen, but that's not working either. I would send you my postal address, but that's 3 strikes, you're out.
Well,
so
you can just put all that in the description.
Yeah. So until next time, thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.
And bye.
You had to do it.